So last night I finally got to watch the movie Air after wanting to see it for the last few weeks, and to mark the occasion I thought I'd put on my Jordan Bulls jersey. So this film, I knew quite a bit of it, the story going into it. Obviously not everything, but I am a huge NBA fan and a huge Michael Jordan fan. So this film was right up my alley. But I was still quite surprised as to how good it was. And so I'm going to get into it today in my official movie review of the movie Air. So the main character in this film is Matt Damon's character named Sonny Vaccaro, who's a marketing executive at Nike during the 80s. His main role is to recruit rookie talent from the NBA to sign them up to shoe deals with Nike, and so that they can obviously get exposure out there for their name. But at this current time in the mid 80s, Nike has a very small segment of the market when it comes to shoes in the NBA. At that time, Adidas and Converse were the dominant forces in that field. And so Matt Damon's character, who is kind of sick of just doing the same thing over and over, where they sort of recruit 3 or 4 kind of mid-level talents from the NBA and just get them onto basic sneaker deals, and then that's basically it. They're not really ambitious or trying to go for something different or new. But so early on in the film, he's watching tape of Michael Jordan and kind of decides, he has a feeling about this guy, and he wants to bet it all on him. So instead of signing 3 or 4 talents, he wants to put all of their marketing budget towards Michael Jordan and creating a brand around him. And obviously this ambition is met with a lot of negative feedback, particularly from his marketing peers and from his CEO, Phil Knight, played by Ben Affleck. Everyone around him is basically telling him, you're crazy, you can't do this, it's unprecedented, it's never been done. And so the whole film is the story of Sonny Vaccaro, doing everything he can, pushing all the boundaries and overstepping his limits in a lot of ways to sign Michael Jordan to Nike. I'm assuming most people probably don't think that there's, oh wow, a great story to be told about the Air Jordans, and I don't know how big the stakes were in real life regarding the story, but the filmmakers here managed to do an excellent job of painting this really tense and gripping story about how they managed to land Michael Jordan to Nike. And I think it's really, throughout the whole time, it's a really engrossing film. It really sucks you in. The characters are really likable and relatable, and I love that this movie takes its time with its characters. It develops really nice dialogue between them and actually has banter. I feel that's the thing that's missing from a lot of movies these days. This movie has great banter. And this film, anyone can enjoy it, even though it's obviously specifically about Michael Jordan, the Air Jordans, Nike. It's a specific encapsulation of time in the 80s where it's taking place, but really anyone can enjoy this. I know plenty of people who went to go see this movie and they absolutely loved it, and they know nothing about the Air Jordans or Michael Jordan. So that tells you that this film really took a largely unknown story and made it really appealing to the people that went to see it, at least. And the music in this film is on point. It just has a whole catalog of 80s music. I'm a huge 80s music fan. I was definitely born in the wrong decade, but definitely the music throughout is awesome. Just all these different iconic songs from the 80s, and it just works really well within the story, and it really helps capture the mood of what's taking place. And this film also hits on a personal note for me as well, because it's really about a marketing team and marketing executives. I am a marketing person in my full-time job, so I really love to see that, and it's a very inspirational story about perseverance and not giving up and really shooting for the stars and doing the impossible. It's all about that. And Michael Jordan himself encapsulates that. Everything about his story represents the impossible, but then to also bring it back to what Nike was able to achieve and bringing him on board is amazing too. It was incredible, completely groundbreaking, and it has completely changed the industry in terms of shoe deals and sponsorships to this day with current NBA players. With all the praise I have for this film, I still have 2 minor gripes regarding some of the things that happen in this film that just kind of take me out of it a little bit. The first being with Matt Damon's character early on, when he's watching footage of Michael Jordan, specifically watching him in footage of a college game where he shoots the winning shot to win the championship. His reaction to that scene feels a bit, what it causes him to do from there feels a bit exaggerated. What he goes on to tell his co-workers about what he saw from that footage seems a bit over the top. He was able to read that, oh, this is the greatest player ever based on that one shot and based on his court demeanor, the way he's kind of cool and calm on court and everything. And it's a very small nitpick, but it just kind of bothered me because like, well, how that doesn't seem realistic that you are able to get that much out of him, out of that short snippet of footage, that you were able to tell that this guy is worth betting your whole career, your whole marketing budget on. So that was one little thing that took me out of it a little bit. The other slight issue I have with this film kind of relates to the first one, which is this film and a lot of the characters in this film and their dialogue is almost too prophetic at times. Like they're clearly saying things in this film that are sort of meta, in the sense that us as the audience can see what they're saying and be like, oh wow, they were really able to predict the future here. Like they say so many things about like about Michael Jordan and about the game and the industry and other players that just like, as the audience now watching in 2023, we're like, okay, that's, to me, I was like, is every character that existed in this story, were they a prophet? Like, how were they able to know all these things so clearly? You know, even Michael Jordan's mum, played by Viola Davis, she's able to say, oh, her son's going to win championships, MVPs, finals MVPs, all this stuff. And it's like, okay, maybe she truly believed in her son, but everything she says is so pinpoint to his career that it almost just seems a little unbelievable that she was able to predict it that well. But look, hey, I don't know what's true and what's not. So, but it's just a slight gripe that I have. Other than those two things, this is a fantastic film. I love it. I could watch it over many times. It's got some great drama and tension in it, but also some great levity, some laughs, some real interesting food for thought. It's inspirational. It's got a bit of everything across the board. It's just a great time, and I really enjoyed it. I give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. You know, I just think it's a fantastic film. Only some small issues I have with it, but other than that, great performances, great story, really well delivered, and yeah, really happy with it. So that's my review of the movie Air. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.